3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have Justice for Veterans, Aligning the Lives, Bill, today press conference. Hopefully get some kind of resolution to what's been happening here. So we want to thank you for holding this press conference today. We pray that God speak before you truly. Autopsy done now. We want all the necessary to be taken care of right now. So we can do it. We don't want to wait 6 months for her family to find out what happened. We want it done now. Now. Parents shouldn't have to come here and take their child back here. That should not have to happen. This should not have to happen. Our hearts go out to the family about doing that. We want to say listen to the sheriff. This family have not seen the sheriff. She has not even contacted the family and gave her condolences. We don't think that's right. That should not have happened. The young man was a veteran. He went, he served his time for our country. He should be treated better than that. Several people dropped the ball on this year. Mr. Milburn, I'm sorry for that. Several people have dropped after what you have told me. Your son been sick a long time. He should have gotten a lot of help from different people. We're here today to try to make sure the next one is not treated like this. So this don't happen. She don't know what happened yet, but hopefully we're going to be able to find out what happened. We're going to allow the line of lines to speak.
Thank you. So first of all, I want to give my condolences again to you and to your family. These kind of deaths happen all too often, and what we've seen in the Atlanta Alliance and working nationally on cases like this is that oftentimes it takes much too long for the families to find any resolution. We've been told that an autopsy is going to take 6 weeks to get results. We've heard that before. I'm working on another case right now for a young man who was murdered by the Florida police named Osiris Bennett. His family has been waiting a year and has not seen the results of his autopsy. I don't want you and your family to have to go through that. We want answers now. We want this investigation to be concluded speedily. We want all the answers that are given to be vetted through the right people within our government. We want these people to be held accountable. People shouldn't go into jail and then be found dead. He was only in jail this time for less than 2 weeks and then was found dead in his cell. This man was already injured from an altercation with the police. He should have been in the hospital. He deserved medical attention, and if he would have been in the hospital, I think he would still be alive today. It's because of all of the gaps in our system that allow people to get lost, to get injured, and we may never know what happened to him unless these people here keep on this case and keep on talking about it. And so we want to just say, we want justice for Criston, and we want it now, and we're going to keep talking about this until we get all the answers that we need. And I just, we'll be here. We're going to be here until we get some answers. Thank you.
Yes, I just want to say, as I've said before, that I just want to know what happened to my son. I want to know, I've been here a week. Haven't spoken with anyone, tried to reach out, no one's been able to give me any answers. I have no idea what happened. All I know is that I'm having my son's body shipped back to Houston. And today, tomorrow, we have to go there. I just, as I've stated before, that Criston is gone. It's an unfortunate thing. I just want all the other Cristons that's possibly yelling in the cell right now, that you can hear them, or a Criston that's in that cell that's needing some help or needing some medication or needing some, even if just some medicine, need to be in the hospital. I pray that there isn't another Criston pray that no other mother have to go through the experience. This has been a long journey. 2018, and 6 years to the day, March 15th, 2024, my son is diagnosed deceased. And unfortunately, as I said, he served our country, he came back this way. He left, that's not what he do. So I just pray that some change happens. This is my battle right now. This is my heartache right now. But I'm sure there's some other mother, some other father, some other family that have experienced or is experiencing some mental health. Everybody, all of us out here, including the media. I'm sure someone you know, if it's not a family member, you're blessed. But I'm sure there's someone in a family, a friend, someone who's come across a co-worker, a church member, somebody, a family member is dealing with mental health. It's not they're sick. I just been diagnosed with breast cancer. Had I gone into the hospital and just for whatever reason, and they told me that they couldn't treat me because I wasn't diagnosed, where would I be? My son was sick. He was diagnosed. He needed medicine. He needed treatment. He needed help. He was a veteran. He served our country. So I just think that I pray that the sheriff, as we stand here, I pray that you never experience this in your family. I can't imagine someone coming into my house, on my property, and dying, and me not even thinking enough of the family to even give my condolences. The sheriff, the veteran VA hospital, it's on the news. Everybody's seen it. It's been on Yahoo, every news. So I'm sure. And if you haven't seen it, now you can see it. And I hope that you guys make change and do something about this so that nobody else have to go through this.
By law, that young man should have received treatment from the VA. He should have. No doubt about it. And I want to say this with you, those who's watching out here today, because many times people say, well, we don't know where to go. We don't know where to go to. We have an organization here in DeKalb County called Justice for Veterans. You can come see us. We'll help you. I was very disturbed by when he told me that he could not get a ride from the jail. Am I correct? From the jail to the VA. They wouldn't take him. That's sad. That's very sad. They wouldn't even give him a ride from the jail to the VA. We can't allow that. We got to do that. So if you're watching out here today, you got a loved one that's suffering with mental illness or some veteran, give us a call. We'll help you. I'll say it again. Give us a call. We'll help you. Because I hear way too often, I don't know who to call. Justice for Veterans.
That I filed to have him transported from the jail to the hospital, to the VA hospital, was filed at Hank Johnson's office, and it was sent over to Ms. Williams' office, and I never heard anything from him. Also, I've reached out to, I've come here, I've gone to our awesome office, I've contacted them, I've gone to the sheriff's office here. They wouldn't allow me to speak with the sheriff. I spoke with the director of mental health. The last time Criston was in jail in December, he informed me that he was going to do a mental health evaluation, so I'd like to see the results of that. I also spoke with the Lieutenant, I don't have the names because I didn't come here prepared for that. I came to find some answers and to find out what was going on with my son. We also went to spoke with the senator's office. Also, we've contacted the Washington, D.C., the 1-800 number to the White House. They transferred us to the VA here in Atlanta. And, of course, that went nowhere. The VJOs, there's been many VJOs that Criston was assigned to. The attorney that I had, Attorney Shay Forley, she lost her, failed my son. Failed him. All we needed was for the judge to order that Criston go from the jail to the VA where 1013 would be awaiting. We tried it 3 times, and every time he ran. He was sick. So because of that, no one would transport him. But they gave him a ride from this place with no pulse and took him to the hospital. He needed that very same ride from this place to go to the VA with a pulse, or he could still live.
One of the things that you need to know for the listeners, if you come to this jail right here, if you're on a crime, you can actually go to the Veterans Court. And they'll arrange for you to go to Veterans Court if you're a veteran. Depending on the reason that you're in here. But you can go to the Veterans Court.
Can I interject there? There is a Veterans Court. But Criston wasn't eligible for the Veterans Court because the Veterans Court stated that he needed acute care. So they knew he was sick. The judges knew, Veterans Court knew, but it wasn't given to him. They expected me to arrange for someone to pick him up from here and take him to the jail, which I did. And she tried her best. But unfortunately, when he got to the VA, he ran. And officers, according to what she stated, 2 officers stood and watched him and told her that he ran down the hall. And nobody did anything. But had he gotten transported from the jail with the officer, the same officer that perhaps took him to the hospital, or that one that stood at the door when he laid there with no maximum support, with no organs functioning, but yet they still had a guard standing there, heart not beating on its own.
So you believe he died in this jail?
He left here with no pulse. No pulse.
And this was what you feared?
Yes. This very day. It didn't have to happen. 27-year-old. As I stated before, he served our country. He gave everything. Did well. Left that military. Came back a different person. So not only did he give himself, he gave his mind. So he came back alive.
Where did he serve?
In Germany.
How many years?
3.5 years.
3.5 years.
So what's your next step after today?
My next step after today is to go and focus on funeral arrangements. I'm not finalizing the funeral arrangements because I've been trying to get answers even while I'm here. So that's the next one. And the one thing that I want to say also is that Criston was in jail for 6 months now, 6.5 months. And we were trying to get him to the VA because allegedly he ran across all 12 lanes, 6 lanes, jumped the median, and then ran across the other 6 lanes, running from the police is what they said. And then once he got to the other side, allegedly he took his shoulder and ran into the police car. That's what the police was saying. My son said was something to him. So, if he did indeed run across, which body cams should show, cameras should show, if he did indeed run across all 12 lanes, that clearly lets you know that that person is either trying to commit suicide or sick. Instead,